July 2089. The LORIS low-frequency telescope, located in orbit around the Moon, suddenly detected a regular series of radio signals emanating from the edge of the Alpha Centauri system. The strangest feature, the signal has the same structure as the human heart rate, about 60 to 65 beats per minute, with the intensity varying over an 8-hour cycle. The Interplanetary Astronomical Data Center, IDC, immediately sends queries to the star map network. But at the corresponding coordinates, no planets have been recorded. Just empty space, a dark space between natural satellites in the outer orbit of Alpha Centauri b. A regular signal comes from space, without a source. The ESA Space Administration cooperates with NASA and JAXA to re-examine the official star maps. The results stunned the scientific community. Thirion-13, or signaling coordinates, does not exist in any data from Kepler, James Webb, or the Roman telescope. Not only lack of image information, but also reflected spectra, gravity data, or any gravitational deviation. There is also no. How can a celestial body capable of emitting signals not have any significant gravity interaction? This is impossible according to classical physics. And this is what made the United Space Alliance, USF, decide to carry out an exploration mission. The flight named Aurora I, humanity's first interstellar ship equipped with a photoquantum nuclear decay engine, was chosen to approach the mysterious coordinates. The trip is expected to last 6 Earth years, thanks to the temporary space-time curvature effect, but Aurora only takes 2.3 years in fact to arrive, thanks to the use of gravitational flow from the star Proxima Centauri as a space lever. When Aurora reached the edge of the Alpha Centauri system, they began the process of gravitational metering, a super-precision measurement technique used to detect the mass of invisible objects in space based on very small gravitational deviations. And then, a diffraction region appears as a shadow on the gravity screen. Coordinates 14 hours 39 minutes and 10.2 seconds /60 degree 5002.1 foot. A giant object slowly appeared in front of the Aurora fleet. Diameter, about 9,600 kilometers, smaller than Earth, larger than Mars. But there is no atmosphere, no magnetic field, no heat emission. A giant stone, seemingly lifeless, emits a signal like a human heartbeat, regularly, nonstop. Scientists call it Thirion-13, named after the first astronomer to detect diffraction at this coordinate, Professor René Thirion, and the position is the 13th planet off its axis from the main star system. However, the biggest question is still there. Why is this planet not on the map? And why does it exist outside the known gravity zone of the Alpha Centauri system? As Aurora approached Thirion-13, the computer began to decipher the signal, which was thought to be random, which suddenly displayed the human DNA sequence. Not a suggestion or similarity, but 100% standard. 23 pairs of chromosomes, full of characteristics encoding modern human genes. Not wrong a single point. We are not just approaching one planet. We are going back to the beginning. Excerpt from the diary of Dr. Haleen Gu, the leader of the Aurora biological decoding team. Gravity deviation area. The planet is not in the law. As soon as Aurora established an orbital station around Thirion-13, the astrophysicist team began to record something unbelievable. Thirion-13 did not orbit Alpha Centauri A or B. It does not belong to any stable planetary orbit. According to all existing theories, any object with a mass like Thirion-13 will be forced to be attracted to one of the 3 stars of this system, or fall into a lost planet-like elliptical orbit. But no, it floats in the middle of space as if it is anchoring itself. As if it didn't want to be bound by gravity, Dr. Maharu, an expert in celestial mechanics, said. Or, there's something holding it right there. Reverse gravity? Anti-gravity field? Measurements show that Thirion-13 emits an extremely weak, inverse gravitational field, not enough to push large objects, but enough to make itself stand still relatively between the forces of the star system. This phenomenon has never been recorded. There is no planet in the universe that can observe the gravity itself. A new theory has been put forth. The Thirion-13 core may contain a strange type of matter, like a negative mass or anti-gravitational energy, which is only mentioned in theoretical physics as dark energy or exotic matter. If this is true, then Thirion-13 is not just a planet, but a structure that controls gravity. Hidden history, how long has it been here? When dropping autonomous drones to the surface, they detected hydrological erosion marks. as if the planet used to have rivers, rain, and climate. But the rock samples with chemical composition are not compatible with any known planet. A sample of a mineral carrying radioactive isotopes has been identified to be more than 9 billion years old, older than Alpha Centauri, even older than the entire solar system. We are standing on a planet older than the time of this star system itself, Dr. Rami said, cosmogeologist. The question arises, if this planet was not formed in the Alpha Centauri star system, then where does it come from? And why is it peeing here, between 3 stars? Memories in the ground, unnatural structure. One of the exploration drones fell into a crack, but instead of hitting the rock, it slid down a spiral metal corridor. Underground of Thirion-13 is a maze of perfect symmetry, and emits beats. It seems that the planet does not only emit biological signals, it is structured like a living body. There are energy circuits, ventilation systems, and even data storage cells encoded in binary logic language, but unlike any of the Earth's machine code. It's not just a planet, it's a wisdom. Was placed there, not by chance. Data shows Thirion-13 did not fall into the Alpha Centauri system, it was placed in its current position. Gravity is precisely balanced so as not to disturb the orbits of other planets, but enough to maintain the entire system observation position. A certain civilization brought this planet here. But why? Is it to wait for humans? Discovering the planetary nervous system, giant biological structure. After the exploration drone fell into the underground maze inside Thirion-13, scientists discovered something that had never been described in any scientific literature. A conduction system is like a neural network. Hundreds of kilometers of nerves lead from the planet's core to the surrounding areas, branched, synchronous, and even emit electrical impulses. Under the seemingly inanimate rocky crust, Thirion-13 has a planetary-scale biological structure. From here, a crazy but irrefutable hypothesis is put forth. Thirion-13 is not just a planet, it is a living entity. An ancient wisdom is sleeping peacefully. Conscious access gateway, data in the core. From a central intersect, located at a depth of 21 kilometers underground, the Aurora drone transmits the image of a glowing sphere, surrounded by a quartz-like crystal layer, but oscillating at a frequency equivalent to human brain waves. 8 to 14 Hz, alpha band. Dr. Hailin Gu and the neurobiology team created an intermediary device, neural echo, allowing humans to communicate with brain frequencies, sending data sequences corresponding to abstract thinking to the planetary biological system. If this is a brain, then neural echo will be a keyboard. Dr. Gu, Aurora diary dated 741. They started sending basic questions. Do you exist? Can you understand us? Where are you from? The return signal is not language, but image. Memories of the planet, library of ancient civilization. In 4 hours after starting the connection, Aurora received nearly 14 terabytes of 3D spatial image data. Strange planets once existed in an unknown star system. Organic organisms have a similar shape to humans. Desolate scene, like a mass extinction. Finally, they saw the image of a giant spaceship, possibly containing a city, falling into a black hole. Before falling, a glowing spherical object is launched, carrying data, DNA, and memories. It is Thirion-13. They knew they would disappear. They sent the last wisdom of civilization, hoping that one day, another species will find them. Quoted from the diary of Chief Engineer Rohan Malik. Human DNA, the secret of origin. One of the images that recreates the DNA synthesis process, step by step, each gene chain, and that structural framework is 100% accurate with modern human DNA. What does this mean? Humans are direct descendants of that civilization? Has DNA been spread through space and evolved naturally on Earth? Or, we used to be them and had our memory erased? No one dares to confirm. But from that moment, every member on Aurora realized, this journey is no longer a discovery, but a search for the roots. Warning from the planet, don't wake me up. The last time neural echo was activated, Aurora's system vibrated strongly. The screen shows a single sentence, for the first time in character language. Do not awaken what sleeps beneath. Don't wake up what's sleeping below. Attached to it is the image of a giant black hole sucking into a star, and a series of planets falling into it, as if some intelligence once resisted and failed. The last signal, it is looking back. After receiving the mysterious warning, do not awaken what sleeps beneath, Aurora's sensor system began to record an unprecedented phenomenon. Brain impulses from the planet's core are no longer passive. They began to react, not only to the signal from the neural echo but also to imitate the brainwave of the crew. Every time a member thinks of a specific image, emotion, or question, the planetary nervous system responds with almost the same signal. Thirion-13 doesn't just listen. He is studying. And now, it starts. Looking back. Aurora Council, Decision of Life and Death. Captain Alina Rosenberg summoned all of Aurora's senior members in a closed session. On the table are two options. Activate Neural Echo Level 2. Using all human brain data to open the door of deep communication, can wake up the ancient intelligence sleeping below. Completely disconnect, destroy the storage and return. Bring with you what you have learned, but do not risk waking up an entity beyond understanding. The vote took place in silence. Result: 5-5. The decisive vote belongs to Dr. Haleen Gur, the first person to decipher biological signals from Thirion-13. She stood up, her hands on the neural echo control panel. And after a long silence, she said, "No one has the right to retain the memory of an entire civilization just out of fear. If what is sleeping under there is wisdom, then it deserves to hear the truth." Dr. Haleen Gur. She pressed the button. Planet awakens, the will of an old era. The Thirion-13 core glows. A series of electrical impulses runs through the planet's nervous system, activating the entire internal system, like a blood vessel in a giant organism. The ground vibrates. The rock surface cracked. A huge column of energy shoots straight into space, carrying the first message in its language. The Aurora screen begins to display the text. Who are you? What remains? Aurora replied, "We are what's left. We remember." A series of images drifting backwards. The past of Thirion-13 is projected up, this time without interruption. They see. A civilization reaches level 3 on the Kardashev scale. Giant machines suck energy from stars. One final decision: fragment the consciousness and send it throughout space. Thirion-13 is not the only planet. It is one of many pieces of memory, and mankind is the result of a crop of ancient wisdom. The last message: the door is open. When the planet stabilizes, a hexagonal structure slowly emerges from the ground, a quantum displacement portal carrying positioning signals to star systems thousands of light-years away. A hologram map pops up, showing 7 bright spots, 7 places where other pieces of wisdom are sleeping. The last voice sounded from the core of the planet, not through the signal, not through the image, but directly in the consciousness of each member. The seed is grown. The echo remains. You are not alone. Conclusion: humanity stands at a new threshold. Aurora did not return immediately. Instead, they sent a copy of the message about the Earth with the message: "We are not the first. But now, we are the bearers of memories." This is no longer the question of, is there anyone out there? But, how many of us come from other places? The journey does not end at Thirion-13. It has just begun.